All right, welcome back to another episode of the Carter Cast. I'm your host, Carter Bond. On today's show, we have Dylan and Connor on, and we do all-in-one college football and NFL. We start off recapping week 2 of college football. Big weekend, big win for the Cougs over Baylor. And then we also preview week 3 college football, give our lines, do the podcast parlay that is almost guaranteed to hit in reverse. I highly advise you to take it in reverse. And then we also get into some NFL week 2, recap first week of the NFL. It's a great podcast. And make sure to follow us on TikTok. We got some awesome videos on there as well. And all social media, check out cartercast.com for clips, articles. Articles are going to be coming up every single day. So check those out. And I hope you guys enjoy the show. All right, we're back. We're doing the podcast. It's just one podcast this week. We're going to do college football and NFL all in the same one. Let's start out with a little story time this week. Talk about our weekend. Connor, anything exciting? You start.
Anything exciting this weekend? Well, I had a lot of money on Carolina, which Carolina won, so 3-0.
Oh. Got to clarify, not the Panthers.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. North Carolina Tar Heels, college football on Saturday. Had a little trouble. Defense looking a little lackluster again.
I think he showed everything. I think he's as the famous Simpsons quote, he's tried nothing and he's all out of ideas.
Yeah, I can't defend Gene Chizik anymore. I have no faith anymore. 3-0 though, 3-0. And hey, Wired is they beat App State. They beat a pretty good couple of teams in a pretty good conference. Yeah. So
college game day and App.
Yeah, that close game against App is looking a lot better. But so that happened, and then Sunday watched a little bit of the Panthers. Couldn't watch the whole game. Turned it on for the fourth quarter. I just knew what was going to happen as soon.
Sounds like someone got obload this weekend.
Somebody was on boyfriend duty. Let me just tell y'all. I watched the last 6 minutes of the Panthers game in Bed Bath and Body Works. So Bed Bath and Beyond. So you know how it goes.
Pour one out for Connor, I guess. Dylan, you go.
Yeah.
Actually, let's save yours for last because yours is by far the best one. I'll go. Friday night was not able to watch any of the TFO Alcaraz match. Very unfortunate. Got to go to Cole Swindell and
Good answer.
You were privileged enough to go.
To Cole Swindell, and out of other, I know I've had to go to a lot of country concerts recently. Not the best. Not the best. It was
Wow.
Yeah. I wasn't impressed. He doesn't have the energy for a good concert.
Yeah.
Did he play the hits?
He played the hits. Played some 90s country.
Wow.
I don't know. In his defense, the crowd was terrible.
Yeah.
It was a fair crowd, so it was at a county fair.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
So it wasn't good there. Saturday, it got down. We were in Salt Lake. It came down to, do we go to Morgan Wallen? We're in the parking lot of the amphitheater. Do we go to Morgan Wallen or do we drive down and go to the BYU Baylor game? We tried to buy the Morgan Wallen ticket. Somebody bought them right before us, and then they just skyrocketed. Absurd prices. I mean, if you've seen Morgan Wallen tickets, they're out of control. It's getting to the point where he's Harry Styles level absurdity. So thank you to that guy who bought those tickets. Was able to go to the BYU Baylor game. Saw a double overtime win for the Cougs, baby. Let's go.
Electric.
So yeah, no, good weekend. Besides Matt Rule being an idiot.
Those Republicans are buying up all those Morgan Wallen tickets before they got to pay their taxes, huh?
I guess so.
Getting on that.
All right, Dylan, close us out here.
Yeah, weekend was fine. Friday, all you can eat boneless wings at Applebee's. Oh my gosh, $13, all you can eat. Got barbecue, sweet and sour, and I think honey pepper. That was probably the highlight of my weekend. It got started hot early. Spent most of Saturday on a plane. Jagan, my brother, a bachelor party in Vegas. So my brother hit $21,000 jackpot or something like that. So it's
great start.
Nothing big.
It was all right. Applebee's was better. All you can eat,
of course,
on Friday. No, I'm kidding. It was amazing. That was the highlight of the trip. He dished out some money for the boys, and we had a really good time in Vegas. Went to Stadium Swim Monday. If you've never been, you have to go. It's just It's a party all night long, and it was a good trip. One last two, Rob, before the wedding.
I would say I would ask about the $21,000, but the more interesting question is, are you more of a Chili's guy or an Applebee's guy?
Oh, Applebee's 100%, because if you go at the right time, you can pair the half-priced appetizers after 10 p.m. with the all-you-can-eat boneless wings. So for $20, you can pretty much get enough food for 5 days.
I've never thought about that. It's a pro tip.
Yeah, it's a pro tip for Applebee's, but
Carter, that reaction.
I'm a Chili's guy. Chili's guy through and through. Grant and I are Chili's to the bone. 3 for $10 till I die.
Well, that was fine and all. Chili's had like that 2 for $20 at one point too, but like, now it's like 2 for $27, 2 for $28. Not for me. Not for me.
Who are you blaming the increase in price on?
Cost of goods.
The Morgan Wallen tickets are just skyrocketing.
The Morgan Wallen tickets.
I would say there's some correlation between the Morgan Wallen tickets and prices going up.
Just some kind of research.
Somewhere.
Let's run some analytics on that.
All right. Let's talk a little college football real quick. Let's talk about the biggest game of the weekend. It was BYU Baylor. I don't care what anybody says. I know Texas Alabama was a great game. BYU Baylor real quick. Awesome game. BYU without their top 2 receivers still beat Baylor at home. Unbelievable. Our 27-year-old kicker couldn't make a 35-yarder.
I know you're freaking out. I knew you were freaking out.
He is 27 years old and cannot kick a 35-yarder. And then we could have PFT commentator kick for PFT. I will baptize you into the church to come kick field goals for BYU. We just need 35 yards. That's all I'm asking. Just be automatic from 35 yards. But no, awesome win by the Cougs. The hype train is real. College football playoff on the way. Massive letdown spot here in Oregon coming up. We'll talk about that in a minute, but we'll recap the other big game of the weekend, Alabama, Texas. Oh my goodness. Were you able to catch the game, Dylan?
I caught a little bit of it. I saw the Texas kick the field goal to go up late, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that on the plane. After that, I did not watch the rest. I had Alabama minus 20, so I'll be honest, once that was dead, I kind of just watched other things.
Shout out first quarter, minus 6.5.
Fair.
I knew this whole time, this whole time for 2 weeks, that one of these SEC teams was not going to be as legit as we thought. And I don't know yet if it's going to be Alabama, but it was not a good look for them at all.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see.
I don't know. When Texas quarterback went down, when yours went down, I was like, But do you think that like played into it? Like, do you think if he didn't get hurt, they definitely would have won? Or do you think they were kind of like feeding off that, backup quarterbacks in, like just like adrenaline almost?
I don't know if they would have won. I can't say that, but
I mean, I think it would have helped. He was playing out of his mind.
He looked good.
He looked
good. Everyone was trashing him. I mean, even I was like, I'm not convinced by him because like I didn't watch the full Louisiana Monroe game, but I watched the highlights. The deep ball was a little sketchy. He threw that first deep ball that receiver dropped. I mean, oh my!
I would like to point out
this could on a plate.
This could also be another possible lapse of judgment in Ohio State coaching staff.
There you
Quinn
go.
Ewers is good. So I'm fully in on Quinn Ewers being the best quarterback in all of college football. Got a little Joe Burrow situation on our hands.
But I mean, what if I don't know how Alabama does. I mean, we all thought it was like, yeah, they're just going to steamroll Texas, and then we like need to learn our lesson. When we see 95% of the money is on 95% of the bets and the money are on one play, we just can't. Yep. We just got to go the opposite way.
What a play by Bryce Young at the end though when he ducked that defender.
Oh my goodness, that was insane.
That was insane.
Like back to the 95% money thing is rest in peace to Big Cat's game of the year, the BYU Baylor over. 97% of people were on the over. I don't know if that was because of Big Cat, but
that much.
It was it was like 97%. I don't know what it was when it closed. I looked on the car ride down and I saw 97% on action. I was like, this is just not gonna hit. It's just not gonna hit.
That's insane. That's always a red flag.
Yeah, and then the Broncos Seahawks game on Monday night, same thing. It was 90%. Yep. So we just need to learn to go the other way on this. Just learn our lesson early.
Or maybe we should just, here's an idea, not take anything in it.
I think if you go the opposite way though, you're just guaranteed a winner.
That's true. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Connor for responsible gaming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's just watch it for the fun of it, like normal human beings. Come on.
All right. Anything else from? Notre Dame lost. They suck. They're done.
I do have a note. I get it. I'm a Michigan fan. I hate Ohio State, but this Ohio State team, after seeing Notre Dame lose to Marshall, like serious red flags. That is not good for them. That is they're on watch for me right now, because the fact that they only squeaked out a win against Notre Dame, and then Marshall goes and beats Notre Dame.
Yep.
Ugh. And I'll be honest, I watched a little bit of the Ohio State game. They played Arkansas State, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Didn't steamroll them like people were expecting to, at least at the beginning.
Yeah, that's the thing about Ohio State's schedule, is like they had their one, quote unquote tough game to start out, and then the rest of the schedule looks like a breeze for them. They're not going to get up for any of those games besides Michigan. And that's why there's going to be one game where there's one Big Ten team that always like surprises everyone throughout the year, like Indiana a couple of years ago, Purdue last year, who was kind of surprising coming out of nowhere.
Yep.
One of those teams is going to upset Ohio State. I would like, after watching them a couple weeks, I would be kind of surprised if they were undefeated going into that Michigan game.
That wouldn't shock me.
Or maybe this is Dylan putting propaganda out of my head.
No, you guys know I'm fair and I'm honest. I put all affiliations aside I have for the past 2 years, but Ohio State might be the worst team in the Big Ten.
Can we talk about App State for a second? Beating A&M?
That was crazy.
That was awesome. And then the A&M video.
Oh my God. Just kicking dirt on them after they're dead. That was unbelievable. I couldn't make it through the whole thing.
I didn't make it through the whole thing either.
I could not make it through the whole thing. That's honest to God the worst thing I've ever seen.
Like App State like handled them,
but all of a sudden,
and
all
also
of a sudden,
that defense, like,
all
is
of a
that
sudden,
defense good?
All of a sudden, as a Tar Heels fan, putting up 60 and beating App State looks a lot better now that they knocked off A&M.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Also, Connor, just think about this for a second. Duke is 2-0, about to be 3-0 going into this weekend. Like,
and they're apparently selling out.
Yeah, that's the craziest storyline going. Let's just start talking about, what is it, week 3? Week 3, yeah. Let's talk about week 3. The biggest storyline is Duke sold out Wallace Wade Stadium against North Carolina A&T. I don't know. We need to really talk about this. Is this a money laundering situation?
No, it's going to be half. It's going to be 50 to 70% A&T fans.
50?
I'm telling you.
Stadium.
Okay, maybe 50. I think 50 is a reasonable number. Dude, I don't know. I'm telling you, those tickets, it's not going to be all Duke fans. Ain't no way. Not for A&T.
Like, let's go on StubHub right now. Or let's go on TickPick right now. Let's see what ticket prices are.
While you're doing that, I want to throw this in there. So I have FanDuel pulled up on my other computer. I'm looking through some of these lines. Michigan State an underdog against Washington this week. Has anybody watched any of Washington football this year?
No, but I'm not a Michael Penix fan.
See, I think I have COVID years stuck in my brain, but I'm a big Penix guy, and I think it's just because COVID years right here. But a 3.5-point underdog, Michigan State, ranked 11.
Ranked 11. That's a little surprising.
Plus 130 to win.
So that's just screaming Washington's going to win, right?
I would think it's minus 3.5, minus 104.
Your gut instinct when you see an 11 ranked team is a 3.5-point underdog against an unranked team is you're like, let me take them. I don't know.
Because it's at Washington, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that screams Washington. I think I'm going to stay away from it, though. I don't know enough. I don't know.
Smart. I agree. I'm not going to watch that game, most likely.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so how much do you think Duke, North Carolina A&T tickets are going for? The cheapest price on TickPick.
Oh.
After fees.
57.
57? Okay.
Yep.
I guess I'll go with 50.
My guess would have been like 15. 30. It's $30.
My first instinct was 37, and I was like, you know what? Carter wouldn't be acting this way if it was
$30. And you're sitting row 2 behind the bench.
Really?
Those are the cheapest tickets. Nothing makes sense anymore. All right. Let's talk about some other games this weekend. What some of the big games? BYU, Oregon. We'll just get this out of the way now. Let's do it. I'll be at the game. Third week in a row going to a BYU game.
Wow.
I'm going to Oregon. Just bought my tickets last night. BYU is going to lose this game. BYU will lose this game against Oregon. I am petrified. Every single sign, like every single gambling side of it, fan side is going against BYU. Every single way of, and we don't even know if the receivers are playing. Our top two receivers. I know we beat Baylor without them, but this Oregon team and people are down on Oregon after getting slaughtered by Georgia, and it's the perfect time.
This is a typical textbook reverse jinx attempt right here by Carter.
No, it is not. It is I will tell you if it's a reverse jinx or not. This is not a reverse jinx. Carlos Alcaraz, that was a reverse jinx. This is not a reverse jinx.
That
was beautiful. I mean, I could teach a class on it, but no, this is not a reverse jinx. The entire CBS crew picked BYU to win.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
Red flag. BYU is a higher ranked team that is a 4-point underdog in Oregon. There's another red flag. I thought that game was going to open up BYU -2, maybe -2.5. No, it's BYU +4. Big red flag. The receivers don't know what's going on there. And then 80% of the public is already on the Cougs.
That's all I see.
And then also another massive letdown spot after beating the 9th-ranked team in the country at home after storming the field. Then you got to go to Oregon and play a 12:30 kickoff against, a Power 5 team. And the number one reason, it's a day game. BYU sucks at day games. Writing an article right now.
They're due for a letdown.
Every year, it seems like if you're a casual college football fan, you always feel like BYU has that one big win a year. Like they beat Nebraska when they're overranked. They beat Wisconsin when they're overranked. And then the next game, BYU just gets obliterated by a TCU or a USF or something stupid. So
you know it better than
letdown spot.
You know it better than anybody. So
with all that being said, BYU +3.5 is on my card and the money line. I will be there. I'm gonna be there.
Carter, I have to do a classic. Whenever you took Georgia State, I'm just gonna take Oregon just to literally just fade you. It worked for you, so
hey, buddy, make sure you buy that half point. Make sure you.
I might have to this time.
Make sure you buy that half point.
You know, hey, that's all right. My team's 3-0. That's all that matters to me. It's fine. It's fine.
BYU +3.5 on the card. All right. What are the other big games this week? It's kind of a dead week for college football when you're looking at it.
Clemson Wake Forest is a big one. Oh wait, no, that's next week. Oh,
that's the following week.
But the line's already out, I think.
Yeah, that's what I see it on FanDuel.
What's the line for that one, real quick?
8.5 Clemson.
Golly,
I kind of like Wake.
Yeah, you kind of like Wake there.
Hartman's in the groove. Speaking of Wake, I'll go ahead and say this. I love Wake this week. 16.5 favorites against Liberty. I think they kill them.
Liberty did get a big win this week. That's actually not a bad play.
I know.
No. That means I like Liberty. That means I like Wake Forest because I think Liberty coming off a big upset win against UAB.
Yep. I think Hartman is he had his game back. Now he's fully acclimated back. I think the offense explodes. I think they destroy him probably by 3 or more scores. So I've got Wake -16.5. That's my first.
So the biggest game of the week has to be Miami, Texas A&M. Kind of gross.
Yeah. I mean, that didn't really.
Besides BYU, Oregon, this has to be it, right?
I'm not going to take anything in it.
The over/under is 44.5, and Texas A&M is -5.5 at Kyle Field.
I'm staying away. Personally, I'm staying away. Gross. I don't know enough.
Dylan, do you have anything in this one? I know you like this under.
You know, I don't have anything in it right now. But I am big unders guy. So if I were to lean anything, it would probably be the under. I'm actually looking at FanDuel right now, and one game that is catching my eye is Air Force Wyoming. I know that's sick. That's so sick to say, is that game's catching my eye.
That's the game that caught your eye.
Well, Wyoming, the one time they played a decent defense, they scored 6 points, and that was Illinois. And Air Force, I mean, we know how they work. So honestly, under 46.5 there, that was It's so sick to say, but that one kind of caught my eye a little bit.
Okay, you need. What about Michigan minus 47.5? Hawaii covered.
I'm loving these big spreads that we're getting though. Oh my goodness, JJ's now officially the guy. I was a little apprehensive because I liked Cade, but we're gonna score a lot more points with JJ. Now we're gonna turn the ball over a lot more, but we're getting to a point where our offense will be a bit more explosive than it has been in the past, at least past year.
Yeah,
but that's a lot of points. I don't know if I can take that many. I don't know if I can take that many.
Okay. Let's run through our picks and just give what we like. Connor, you go first.
All right, this is the one I mentioned earlier before the show. Just like last week, I had that gut feeling about Louisville beating UCF. It worked out. Everybody's down on them right now. Everybody's down on them. Marcus Freeman will get his first win, and I think they'll beat California by more than 11. I got Notre Dame minus 10.5 this week.
That is ratty. That line is ratty.
It is ratty.
Hasn't won a game yet.
He is due. I'm telling you, they're due. I know they're very much overrated from where they started the year. They were ranked that high.
Putting in a new quarterback they're putting in a new quarterback that's probably actually better than the starter.
Exactly, 100%. My thoughts. Everybody thinks, starting quarterback got hurt like California. That you've got to take California. No, Notre Dame might win by 20.
I don't hate that because it makes no sense to why they would favor a team 10.5 points that they haven't won yet. I don't hate that play, Connor.
That's when I looked at the lines. That's the first one that caught my eye, and I know it's a little sketchy just because everybody's down Notre Dame, but I like it.
What else do you have, Connor?
Another one I wrote down. Not entirely sure about this one, but I'm probably going to do it. Is Texas Tech plus 10.5 at NC State. State's look beatable so far. If Texas Tech can contain Devin Leary, I think they can stay in the game. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I think they can keep it close. So Texas Tech 10.5. And then the last one that I wanted to bring up to y'all's attention, my guys USC again. Took them last week. Worked out. USC minus 12.5 versus Fresno State this week. Fresno quarterback, though, I did see a video on Twitter. Kind of worried me a little bit. He grew up a big USC fan. He was very disappointed and upset they didn't offer him a scholarship. So maybe he's looking for revenge this week.
I saw that as well.
As well. Good year so far.
We are on opposite sides on that one. Fresno
really?
State
okay.
is on the card.
I'm taking USC minus 12.5. And this is insane, but the over 73.5. I mean,
and I love it. You gotta go over. You gotta go over.
I kind of like that too.
73.
I know Dylan's like quaking in his boots right now, but
that's a lot of points. You don't understand how many points that is.
USC's a well-oiled machine.
Okay,
it doesn't matter.
How awesome would it be? You win. Because what time's the kickoff? It's like an 11 p.m. Eastern time kickoff, right? It's super late.
Is it
10:30? 10:30
yeah,
kickoff.
10:30.
10:30 kickoff. You're staying up till 1:30 and you win. You win us over 73 total.
That's the thing. You're not going to win it, Carter. There one red zone turnover, and that's screwed. That is, you cannot get over 74 points if there's one red zone turnover.
But imagine being the guy that had the under in that game and you lose. You're such a like.
But hey, Carolina.
It's not on my card yet. It's not on my card yet. It may be, if BYU goes south, if my so far game of the year goes south, then maybe it's a little chase,
Well, I was to your point about being on the under in a high total last year. It was maybe Alabama Ole Miss that was 80, 70 something, 80 something.
Yeah.
Well, I took the over and it didn't get to like 60. And that was almost worse than taking the under and the over hitting. I felt like the dumbest person in the world. I was sitting there, I think actually at a sports book, and I was just blankly staring at the screen like, what the heck did I just do?
Yeah,
a lot of points.
I need to calm down, but I do like it.
It caught my eye. I don't know.
You see 70 on that total. You're just like, wow, like I have to watch this game.
Yeah.
Now that's true. I'll get behind you on that. I will be tuning into that game.
Let's see here. Connor, any more picks or is that it for you?
No, that was it. I did write down with my Notre Dame pick. If I had to lean one way, I was actually leaning under 41.5. It's super low, but
my guy.
I kind of agree with that. I'm more confident on the Notre Dame spread, but I'm thinking about the under too. So yeah, that's
awesome. Dylan, run through your picks real quick.
Yeah, so disclosure, these are all pretty much strictly based on line movement, and every single one is an underdog. Very rarely happens for me. Might be a good sign, but I do have I have Old Dominion plus 8.5 against Virginia, Western Kentucky plus 6.5 against Indy, after the Seahawks Broncos game, and the Steelers Bengals, I think I'm just going to start taking 6.5 point dogs. I think they're just begging you to take the favorite there. But anyway, Nebraska plus 11 opened at 2 touchdowns. They were 2-touchdown underdog. And Buffalo plus 14, that one opened at plus 19, and they're playing Coastal Carolina. So the dogs are barking this week.
Okay, I like it. A couple lesser known games, I like it.
Yeah, money's in the crumbs,
there.
baby.
Good value there. Yep.
All right. Well, my card's a little rather long, so let's start off. The obvious one: BYU plus 3.5, BYU money line. I don't advise that one. That's just loyalty pick. I have to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there, so I have to take it.
Do it until it doesn't work.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I don't blame
you. We've run this every week, and obviously last week we got just destroyed by it. Bama first half minus 31. Put it in the card. The thing is, my reasoning for this pick, and it may be stupid. I have dumb football brain. Like, obviously, if you listen to this podcast, you're like, this guy, he's going to work for PFF one day. No, I'm not. Bama first half minus 31. My reasoning behind this is they came out so slow in that Texas game. Nick Saban has probably had the most miserable practices all week. They're going to come out and light it up immediately. Louisiana Monroe is terrible. They gave up 52 points to Texas. Alabama should score probably 50 plus. The thing is, once Bama gets that 40-point lead in the second half, that's why they slow down. That's why I am not on Bama minus 49, because the second that second half starts, they're willing to just drain that clock and get back in the locker room with no injuries. But first half, they will run it up. That's why I like minus 31, even though it's an insane amount of points. Dylan, we're on Nebraska plus 11. Foxhole, anytime it's an interim coach game, you got to take the other team. Nebraska is begging to just compete in this game. And breath of fresh air for the guys in the locker room, new motivation, get Scott Frost out of there. And speaking of Nebraska, Dave Dorn, I have NC State minus 10, small play on the card. I like NC State minus 10. Carter Finley is going to be insane for that one. I think this is going to be, State always has that marquee win throughout the year. They always have one big win. It's kind of a slow week in college football, not any huge gains. What time is this kickoff? I think it's at an 8 o'clock kickoff, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's 7.
7. Okay. So yeah, same thing.
7 Eastern. Yeah.
Mountain time messing me up. 7 Eastern kickoff. So it's a nighttime kickoff. Carter Finley's going to be rocking. It's going to be one of the top games watched that night. I'm NC State minus 10. I don't think this Texas Tech team is that good. NC State's going to have a point to prove, especially after that gross ECU game.
I can see that.
I like that. Yeah, speaking of Nebraska, Dave Doran. Did you see that response? He is screaming to go to Nebraska.
What happened? Explain.
In the interview, in the press conference, they asked Dave Doran, what do you think about the Nebraska job? Have you thought about it at all? And he was very oh, well, he was trying to be he was mad that they asked the question, I love my guys and we're here on this team and we got a big game this week coming up. So that screams he's going to Nebraska. NC State's going to be terrible after this season.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go. He hasn't had great job security at NC State. He will have it after this season, obviously, because they're good. They're going to win 10 games. Yeah. And he's going to go get a fat bag at Nebraska, job security, going to get a nice 5-year deal, making a bunch of money, and he's going to be rebuilding no matter where he goes. So why not just take that money?
Where's the future odds on that? Is there any prop bets?
I don't have it on me, but yeah. So, and then NC State minus 10. Not an official play, but Ole Miss Georgia Tech over 63. Ole Miss is just going to light it up on them. The only reason I have this on there is because 93% of people are on the under, so that's why going over. Why not? LSU, Mississippi State over 53. Mississippi State is high tempo. They're going to throw the ball. 53 points is not enough for this Mississippi State team. I like that over 53. And then Fresno State plus 12.5. We already talked about that one. And then my game of the year so far, I texted everybody I know about this. I love this game. They were the only team that won us in the parlay last week. They were the only team that came through. They were. Meet Time Warner Cable Roadrunner. I love UTSA plus 12.5. UTSA plus 12.5. It scares me. The line was at 11, 10.5, and then it moved to 12.5.
Yep.
I still like UTSA. I don't know the Quinn Ewers news, anything about that. I don't care if Quinn Ewers is playing. This UTSA team, this is their Super Bowl. This is their Super Bowl. They're going to go in. Texas, it's kind of a letdown spot for Texas because if we're being honest, yes, Alabama got the win. But it was honestly a win for Texas and kind of a loss for Alabama. This screams UTSA. I love UTSA all around. I think I'm willing to make it a 5-star play as well.
Wow.
A 5-star, huh?
Yeah, this early. Early. We're already going 5-star. Yeah. And then let's make the parlay real quick. UTSA is not allowed on the parlay though. They are not allowed on the parlay.
I'm going to add a play real quick that I just saw out of the corner of my eye that I'd be doing a disservice to myself if I did not take, and I'm probably going to include it in the parlay pending approval. Nevada, Iowa, under 38.5.
Oh.
I mean, are you serious right now? A total that starts with a 3 in college football?
Oh no, I don't think I can do it.
Carter, just thinking how many punts, how many turnovers.
You know what?
Come on.
If under 38.5 is in there, then we have to put over 74 in the parlay.
Deal. Okay, deal.
This parlay is going to be so bad. They're bad every week, so whatever. Who cares? All right, that's my play. Over 74. Connor, you have to add the cherry on top of like a garbage salad. It's not a milkshake. It's not a.
All right. Yeah, I got it. Give me Wake minus 16.5. I love it.
The reverse parlay is totally going to cash.
Liberty is winning.
Liberty's going to win outright. Iowa's going to score a 40 burger, and then USC Fresno State's just going to be a dogfight, 15 to like 10. Oh my gosh! All right, well
book it.
That's the parlay this week. It is USC Fresno State over 73.5. Iowa, Nevada under 38.5, and then Wake Forest minus 16.5. If you do the reverse parlay, congratulations on winning your plus 600.
What are the I want to look up the odds on this.
It should be plus 600.
Plus 600?
Yeah.
We're running out of time to hit one and get people up money.
I know.
We get to week 6.
We got like 2 more weeks to get us back to even. We're throwing this one in the garbage.
One of these has to hit. Come on, guys. Come on. It's
UTSA. It felt good to be the only. It felt good to have my play hit.
It looks like plus 595. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So plus 600, whatever. All right. Anything else in college football?
No. Not a huge week in college football this week. Not a lot of games I'm like thrilled to watch, to be completely honest.
Let's talk NFL. All right, let's do some NFL. Quick recap of the games. We'll just run through it real quick. Buffalo dominated the Rams. Easy win there. Matt Stafford, a little sketchy. Baltimore Ravens. I mean, that's the one, I put out the TikTok or whatever talking about is Ravens minus 7.5 too easy. Turns out not at all. Joe Flacco is awful.
5 years,
awful.
way too. Yep.
Washed. Zach Wilson needs to come back very soon. And then we also put out another TikTok of Brian's rant on the AFC South. Go check that out at CarterCast on TikTok. The AFC South played a division game and then did not win a single game. They are winless in the AFC South, and they played a division game. Houston and Indianapolis tie 2020, and then Tennessee. Obviously, I'm sorry, Dylan, but Tennessee, that was bad.
Well, for the record, I'm okay with that loss because I was on the under if they made the field goal out of push. But we got to keep in mind that this is the number 1 seed from last year. So we can't be writing off the Titans quite yet. I have a bone to pick with Brian about that little AFC South comment. But number 2, the Titans can go 16-1 and still win a Super Bowl. So we can lose one. I'm fine with that. I don't care if it's the Giants. I don't care if it's the Ohio State Buckeyes, whoever it may be. But we can go 16-1.
We can get delusional for a second because, the Panthers can go 16-1 and win the Super Bowl. Because, because Baker Mayfield said, hey, Super Bowl's in February. We still got 16 games to go. Great mindset to look at it. So, 16-1 still in the cards. We might. Who's to say this Panthers team this year is not better than the 2015 Panthers team. I think they arguably could be better.
A lot of season left.
A lot of season left.
Okay,
Let's just talk about that game.
far.
The Browns won 26-24 off of a 58-yard field goal from Cade York. Also, screw Cade York. He's the one that screwed us on the over in the LSU Clemson game. Everybody remembers that. But
you knew it was going in.
You knew
as soon as the ball was snapped. You knew before the play even started.
Immediately, you knew it was going in. Especially, and you like it was made it even worse when you saw the Carolina Panthers guy celebrating. He's like, "Oh," and then it curves in, and you're just like. But I mean,
absolutely,
you can say what you want about the refs. Obviously, we got screwed on this 2 calls: the roughing the passer and the intentional grounding. Should have been intentional grounding on the fake spike. But anyhow, should have been in that situation in the first place. We were playing against a backup quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. Christian McCaffrey was not used at all in that first half. I mean, we put Baker in an awful position. He looked good in the second half.
He did.
But the problem is about this team is you just can't get excited about him because. Look who your head coach is. Matt Rule was awful.
And his explanations after were even worse.
His press conferences are like what makes me even more mad. It's
unbelievable. Did you hear the one? It was like, well, we had what's the tweet I sent? We had like 7.7 points per possession in the last 15
points per yard.
Like
yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, hang the banner. Like, dude.
Yeah.
You lost to a backup quarterback.
Yeah, no, it was awful. Offensive line. I mean, that Browns D line's good. Like, Myles Garrett's unbelievable, man.
Icky got blew up a couple times, but I mean, what do you expect? It's his first NFL start.
Yeah, Icky got kind of torched on those, but I mean, it's Myles Garrett. He might be the best defensive end in the league.
Exactly.
And then, but the thing about the Panthers is, like Matt Rule, these decisions are awful. And then he goes in the press conference and says, "Oh, Baker, he hasn't been here this long. He needs more reps." It's like you took his reps away by having a fake quarterback competition with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was never going to play it down for the Panthers this year. He was never going to start. They did it because, we're going to trade Sam Darnold. Nobody's trading for Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold
it was a distraction.
He is $18 million on the books. Nobody is trading. Nobody is trading for Sam Darnold. So whatever. I mean, I don't have the energy in me to keep doing a Panthers rant.
It was a distraction. It's literally the whole competition, fake competition was just a distraction to the whole entire team and just created a bunch of unnecessary drama and media hype surrounding the team. If the Panthers would just shut up, said they're going to start Baker Mayfield, stay out of the national spotlight till the season started, I think it would have been a lot better.
Yep. Let's just keep rolling here. Steelers, Bengals, gross. McPherson, one of the best kickers in the league, and all of a sudden just can't. He turns into the BYU kicker.
Rough week for kickers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Justin Reed's probably in the upper echelon of kickers in the NFL.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace to Rodrigo Blankenship. Let's see here. Sorry, Brian. The Bears win 19-10 in a monsoon. What a gross game.
Gross.
When Scott Hansen would pull that up on Red Zone, you're just like, the Bears are going to win. And that's the frustrating thing because I was excited to see what Trey Lance is all about. I was excited to see what the Niners are. You didn't get an answer because nobody would have played well in that game. So
no.
We'll find out. We'll find out against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Saints barely win against the Falcons. Again, I think Saints are frauds, but they'll probably be 2-0 in the division to start the season. So what are you gonna do? Eagles barely win over the Lions, even though the Lions made it look a lot closer than it actually was. Dolphins win 20-7 over the Pats. I called that one from the start. The Pats are terrible. The Pats are bad. The Pats are down there with the Jets for how bad they are this year. I'm telling you right now. But they might win this against the Steelers because that line's weird. Commanders over the Jaguars. Weird game. We knew that was going to be a weird game. We already talked about Giants-Titans. Minnesota came out, kitchen sink game, looked good.
Justin Jefferson just wasn't getting guarded.
He's the best. He's got to be the best receiver in football.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. It's rough watching him out there with those guys. He should just retire and get it over with.
The Vikings to win the division's not looking bad. They had to win that game. Win that game. I don't think you hit the panic button yet if you're a Packers fan, but if you're a Vikings fan, you should be excited. Chiefs dominate the Cardinals. Cliff Kingsbury is going to be the first coach fired, even after the extension. This could get ugly.
That's just a dumpster fire because I don't think Colin Murray's worth all that money.
No. Chargers over the Raiders. That game should have been better than it was.
Yeah, that was a weird game. I don't know. The Chargers like a pretty exciting team, but like I feel like that, like I don't even know how to describe it. Like if you're watching that game and you're thinking, "Oh, Devontae Adams on the Raiders now, Chargers, Justin Herbert, high explosive offense," it was just like meh.
Yeah,
It really was like a meh game.
Cowboys lose to the Buccaneers. Cowboys and now Dak's out. Looks like the Cowboys might finish last in the NFC East.
That's rough. Hey, no, you want to say first coach fired?
Yeah,
it could be Mike McCarthy.
He might have an excuse though with the injury, so you never know.
How many excuses is too many excuses though? How many is too many?
I don't know. I don't care. I love seeing Mike McCarthy in Dallas. I don't want to see Dallas win.
That's fine with me. I don't have a problem with that.
And then Geno gets the win over Denver Broncos. I mean, over Russell Wilson.
Let's just harp on this just for a second because it's fresh on my mind. How stupid is it of them? Number one, not call timeouts. Number two, to not go for it on 4th and 5. You're paying a dude $200-some million to not go for it on 4th and 5 with the game on the line.
Yeah.
Horrible clock management, horrible decision making. And then to come out after and say, "Oh, we should have done that." That honestly might be worse. Like at least you're admitting it, but
I kind of like that he admitted it. As dumb as that is to say,
like his reasoning was not. It was weird
because it's kind of a two-way street. However you look at it, because like if he came out and he was like, "No, we made the right decision," like you kind of want that in your coach where he's decisiveness, and then when he comes out like, "We probably made the wrong decision," he's indecisive, but at least he sees like, "Hey, I should have given it to Russell Wilson." I agree. Because Matt Rule would have been like, "Yeah, no, we did what we did."
It's a process. Well, next week we'll do the same thing.
7 years, baby, 7 years. It took Jay-Z 7 years. All right. Let's do a few of the big games, and then let's just go through our picks. Chiefs Chargers Thursday night game. Coming. I mean, we're recording tonight on Wednesday, so it'll be out on Thursday. Games tonight, technically, if you're listening right now. Chiefs -4, over under is 54. Game is in Arrowhead.
As a amateur gambler, I personally will not put anything on this because I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
I have no idea either.
I'll give you guys a guess of what I'm taking this game. Under 54.
Really?
Under 54. Keenan Allen is now going to be out. Harrison Butker, amazing kicker for the Chiefs. He's going to be out. I think 54 is a key number where, one or two missed field goals really could cost you that. Very rarely are you going to get totals that get up into the 60s and 70s to where it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
So, and also in the last 10 years, Thursday night football games with 50-plus point totals, the under is 23, 14, and 1, 62%. So about 73% of the tickets at BetMGM are on the over. So
really?
I'm going to take under 54 tonight.
The stars are aligning right now.
Connor's right. This is a stay away for me. I know I'm an overs guy, but no.
There's just no telling with this game. There's just
the Chiefs Chargers games are just out of control. Every single time they're just out of control. If you want a little fun play, a little Josh Palmer, 16-1, first touchdown scored.
I would like that for my fantasy team. I'm playing him this week.
With Keenan Allen out, I don't hate that. Also, Sky Moore over 8.5 receiving yards. Kind of a fun one. Wow. He just has to catch one ball.
Yeah.
One ball.
I like that.
But if I had to take a side, I still might. I would probably lean Kansas City. I mean, they look good. Chargers barely got away with a cover and beating the Raiders. But yeah, no, like I don't have a good pick on this game. All right, let's move on real quick. I'm confused by this game. Pats are -2.5 at the Steelers. This screams Patriots, right?
Yeah.
The line screams Patriots.
This screams Mitch Trubisky throwing 3 picks.
Okay.
As much as I love Money Mitch, Carolina guy, I love Money Mitch. He might just implode this game and have a bad game. And this will be the week everybody calls for Kenny Pickett. I know it's early. People are already calling for Kenny Pickett. If he has a bad game this week, they're going to be calling for him even louder. I don't know. I don't know. I can see a little implosion by the Steelers. So maybe that explains the line. I don't know.
40.5 is interesting to me. I don't have a play on it yet, but the Steelers defense didn't look great against Cincinnati, and they were able to move the ball pretty well. I guess the Bengals defense isn't anything amazing, but I kind of like that over at first glance.
40.5 is a pretty low number compared to a lot of numbers this week.
Gross. I don't know. I just saw that line and it weirded me out.
That's a game you send over to London. That's a London game.
Yeah, but it feels like it should be like a Halloween game, like it's a Halloween 1 p.m. kickoff. The Steelers are wearing their like striped bumblebee uniforms.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
funny.
Let's talk about the game you're assigned to, Dylan. The Panthers Giants.
Lucky guy.
Yeah, look at that. I'm getting the big ones.
Let's just be honest here. The Panthers are going to win. I mean,
I like
money
the
line.
Panthers.
I actually like the Panthers. I actually like the Panthers too. Letdown spot for the Giants. I think the Panthers defense is a lot better than what they showed against the Browns. And I think Brian Burns is going to have a field day. I think Brian Burns is going to have a great day. Our linebackers scare me on Carolina, but I like Carolina money line here.
How do you say?
Not a big play, just like a 1-unit little play. But I like Carolina money here. I just don't know how I could be laying -2 with the Giants.
This might be a little personal preference sneaking into my takes, but I can't trust Saquon Barkley to have a game like he did against the Titans again, especially with his injury issues. Like it's very tough to think he's going to be that explosive 2 weeks in a row. My first thought when I see these two, I look at the logos and I look at the colors and I look at the names and I just think this is like 14-10. I think maybe 21-14. Very low scoring game. Obviously, first thing I think is under, but I just don't see Saquon having an explosive week like he did last week, doing it again, especially with his injuries.
I can see a Panthers 17-13 win, something like that. I completely agree.
I wanted to ask this real quick. I don't know if it's a prop that's available, but is Daniel Jones to have a fumble available? Because I would love that because I think Brian Burns gets the strip sack.
I'm on it. Let me see.
Okay. While you're looking at that, I will give my score prediction for this game. Panthers 27, Giants 14.
Really?
Still goes under.
Okay.
Still goes under. I think Panthers win handily in this one, actually.
I like the Panthers money line here. They screwed me last week. I had literally half the money I had on the NFL last week was on the Panthers.
What was the score you just gave again, Carter?
27-14.
Okay. I can't find the fumble.
Okay. Well, if it's available on any of your books, I highly, highly suggest take that.
On FanDuel, Panthers 27, Giants 14, 300-1. Just saying. Just saying.
Oh. I mean,
Notre Dame, BYU, in Vegas. That's what
if you win some Saturday bets on college football. I mean, who's to say you can't just throw a little
5-piece,
little 50-piece on it?
Oh,
I'm kidding. Absolutely
jackpot.
Big
I mean, we could put a McDonald's ice cream cone on the game.
Maybe a tray,
a little inflation to make it $1.59 on it.
We can just put the price of a Morgan Wallen ticket on it. Surely that's not that high.
That would be the winning bet.
Okay,
I'm still not over that. Morgan Wallen tickets are over $300 for the lawn.
Oh man, that's rough. Just watch a video of it. Just watch a video of it at that point.
I saw it on Snapchat. Don't worry. Okay.
I got one.
Go for it.
I got one. It's Bucks Saints. First one I wrote down: Saints 2 + 2.5. Honestly, or even the Saints money line. I think this is a clear letdown spot for the Bucks. Chris Godwin's out. They looked dysfunctional last week. Honestly,
is Brady
it was
even playing?
win.
He was out of practice today.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's going to play though.
Either way, Brady's 0-4 against the Saints as a Buccaneer, and the line just screams take
dysfunctional win last week for the Bucks. I'm telling you, they did not look good.
The Buccaneers are becoming a team. I am just staying away. I didn't touch the Sunday night game.
Yeah,
they're just weird. They're just weird. I'm just going to stay away from this one.
I don't know. I like the Saints.
Is Brady on that COVID work from home schedule now that he came back or something? I mean, that guy's never never at practice.
That 3 on 2 off schedule.
Yeah, little hybrid action.
Jeez. Yeah, I like that. I don't know.
Alrighty. Let's just run through our favorite picks. I already did Panthers money line +110.
Love it.
I need to be talked out of this one. Jets +6.5. I'm addicted to the Jets. I didn't take the Jets against the Ravens. I backed off. I said, I can't do this. But 6.5?
My first thought is no way Jacoby Brissett leads the Browns to 2-0 to start the year. And then I'm like, holy hell, Joe Flacco looked horrible last week.
And Zach Wilson's back at practice. Maybe Zach Wilson plays. If that's what I'll say. If Zach Wilson plays, the Jets are on my card. If Zach Wilson is out, I will not take the Jets.
I don't think you
that's
take
fair.
the Jets. I don't think you take the Jets if Zach Wilson doesn't play. I agree. I don't think that's smart.
No, it just becomes a stay away. The Browns are a team that's going to get teased to death this weekend. I would highly suggest people to not put Jacoby Brissett in a teaser.
Yeah. Don't put Jacoby Brissett in anything.
There's a lot. Let's talk about the teaser games this week because there's a lot of like 10-point teases this week. There's the clear one. It's the Rams, the Niners, and then the Broncos, or you could say the Packers, or you could say the Bills. One of these teams is going to lose outright.
I get it. Homer stuff. I do think that the Bills lose. I do not think that the Bills win this game.
They're not losing.
Everybody's saying they're not losing. That's the thing. It's like I don't know. I guess maybe it is a Homer thing because I can't come up with a reason to explain it to you.
I kind of like the Falcons to win.
I do like the Falcons.
I wrote down the Falcons.
So since 2003, when 2 winless teams play in week 2, the dog is 44, 25, and 3.
Beautiful
64%
stat.
against the spread.
Beautiful stat.
It's a key number. 10's a key number.
Dylan, run through your picks real quick.
That is one of my bigger ones. Is Falcons plus 10.5. I like the Vikings again this week. They're +2. It's actually +1, +1.5 on FanDuel right now. I like them with the little cushion with the number and to win outright. I already gave you Chiefs and Chargers under. Titans, that's a fan play. That's only going to be 1 unit, but a key number. The Titans team, I think that the 10 points might be a bit of an overreaction to how.
I don't disagree with that, but this Bills team could win by 50.
Well, fair. I guess that's fair. But, I mean, 10 is a lot of points. And we're going off of 1 week for a team that was the 1 seed last year. I don't care who they lose to.
A lot of rest for the Bills.
Maybe they'll get cold. That's what I'll say. Maybe they're cold. And then I also like the under in that game as well. I think it's 48. And real quick for the Jets Browns, because we were talking about it. I'm looking on FanDuel. Jets first half +3.5. I don't really hate. If I remember correctly, the Jets kind of kept it close against the Ravens for the first half, and the Browns looked awful the first half of that Panthers game. So give me a
That is true. That's a big brain play right there.
So yeah, halftime score of the Jets game was 7-6.
Yeah. So I don't hate that. And it's even money. +3.5 Jets first half.
I like that. I like that. Let me see the Browns one. What was the halftime score in that Panthers game? Browns were up 17-7 at the half.
Okay. That's not
Panthers did not look good in that first half.
The Panthers look, yeah. That was more of a Panthers being bad thing, I think.
Is that all your picks, Dylan?
I also haven't officially taken this, but I am leaning Panthers, Giants under 42.5.
Okay.
But we touched on that.
I don't mind that. Yep.
Go, Connor.
Shall I? I've got a couple. So we mentioned Panthers money line. Love the Panthers this week. Saints money line. We said Tom Brady's due. Bucks are due for a loss. Falcons, I mentioned. I'm on Falcons +10.5. And here's one that I'm not entirely sure about yet that has just kind of just caught my eyes. The Commanders +1.5 / Commanders money line. I think the Lions are a little depleted. DeAndre Swift. He's not playing, is he?
He's questionable.
Questionable. Okay. There's a chance he doesn't play. Still, I like the Commanders. Carson Wentz honestly looked pretty good last week. I can't believe I'm saying that. So Commanders money line, I don't hate. And then the last one I had, Dylan, I'm sorry about this. I like the Bills. It's a lot of points. But I think it's gonna hit. I don't know what it is. I think they looked really good in their opener. They've had a lot of rest.
But here's the thing: the reason the Bills are able to, like, their defense is what score. Like, they don't score for them, but their defense is big for them, and you can't intercept the ball when it's not getting passed. Derrick Henry's not fumbling it.
True. That's my least confident play by far is the Bills, but I haven't even like actually taken it yet, but we'll see. You might talk me out of it.
Talk to me about this Bengals Cowboys game.
It opened even. It opened. I think it opened at a pick'em. I took a little souvenir from Vegas. I have my little circa opening line sheet.
Hey.
And it was even when it opened. Then the Dak news came out, and it got to 7 or 7.5, which I think I'm kind of indifferent to it. But I mean, I don't. Is Dak worth 7 points? I saw
Joe
Cooper
Burrow
Rush.
Joe Burrow looked pretty bad. Not bad, but like very turnover prone, I guess should say.
And Cooper, I saw a stat today. Cooper Rush is 1-0 straight up and 1-0 against the spread in his starts.
I personally would not take the Bengals, Carter. I don't know which way you're leaning.
I'm looking here. I was looking to do a little money line parlay. It ends up being even odds if you do Niners, Bengals, and Packers money line parlay.
I'm not sure the 49ers beat the Seahawks.
I think
the one I'm worried about.
I don't know, Carter. I don't even know if the Packers beat the Bears.
Oh, I know that one. I know that one. The Bears are not that good. The Bears, the Bears were going to lose that game if the monsoon didn't hit.
Okay. All right. That was a knee-jerk reaction. The Packers just look pretty bad.
Or we could just throw Bills on there. It's the same odds. You could throw Bill. Okay, hear me out here. Hear me out. We'll put a little like a nice little easy money line parlay together. It's called Bills money line, a little Raiders money line. I like the Raiders money line this week. I know, Dylan, I know you're a little offended by this. And let's just throw in the Colts money line. The Colts line's weird.
I'm not betting the Jags again.
That comes out to plus 160.
I'm not touching that game. Screw that.
Is it going to be like my Hawaii thing where you're like, you'll never bet the Jags for the rest of the season? Or
no, it's not that deep. I was just like, it's like, really, Blake? Like, are you actually telling me to do this? I just took it blindly. I just literally took it blindly. That's on me. That's bad. That's bad on me.
I'll run through my picks real quick. Panthers money line plus 110. That might be my favorite play, honestly, the more I look at it. Raiders minus 5.5. They'll be in some kind of money line parlay.
I like that over kind of too.
I'm going Niners minus 8.5. I'm doing it.
I'm not a Trey Lance believer. I'm telling you right now.
This line, I'm not a Trey Lance guy either, but I am very adamant that Geno Smith is not good.
Yeah,
and I think he's going to come down to earth this week. We're going to have some good weather in the Bay Area. I really like the Niners. I'm gonna take the 8.5. I think. Titans Bills. I'm on the over, Dylan, over 48.5.
Ooh, okay.
I want to take the Eagles -2. We talked a little bit about this before. Is it considered a Kirk Cousins primetime game if there's two Monday Night Football games on at the same time?
No.
Too many Titans fans worldwide. No one will be watching the Vikings game. We're America's team.
Which one is it on? Is it ABC or ESPN? Does it matter?
I'm not sure. Let me look.
Would one be considered primetime?
And
they're the ABC game. I feel like that's kind of prime time.
But see, they're ABC, ESPN Plus.
Well, isn't everybody ESPN Plus?
You make a fair point.
Kirk Cousins in primetime scares me. I mean, look, once again, I've said it like 10,000 times on this podcast. Another letdown spot, the Vikings.
But I just think the Eagles are frauds.
I'm not the biggest Eagles.
People are huge on the Eagles this year, and I just don't see it yet.
That's the thing. The Vikings had such an easy win over the Packers. There's Vikings fans in my life. This is a perfect time for the Vikings to lose. Ugh. It happens every year. They're just like NC State. Right when they get hyped, they're just going to get smacked down back to earth.
My only worry is I think that the Vikings could almost score at will against the Eagles. I could see Justin Jefferson ripping off a big old reception.
Why don't you go over? Also, the Eagles, James Bradberry is very good. James Bradberry is one of the top corners in football.
RIP, man.
Yeah, he should have been a Panther for life. But yeah, so run through these picks one more time. Panthers plus 10 money line, Niners minus 8.5, Raiders minus 5.5. I don't like how many minus signs I have. Titans Bills over 48.5. I think Saints plus 2.5. The more I think about it, the more I
Mhm.
like it.
Yep.
And then yeah, I think that's it. I think I stop there. There'll be some kind of little money line parlay, and then there will be the McDonald's ice cream cone bet of the week. Panthers to win 27-14 over the Giants. Exact score.
300 to 1.
I don't know about you guys. I've done decent on college football, and last week I did horrible on the NFL. So I got to rein it in this week on the NFL until I figure it out. I don't know what's going on.
I'm literally the exact opposite, which is the exact like last year I was in your position. Great.
Yep.
Get it on Saturday, give it back on Sunday.
I would much rather be in the get it on Sunday, give your tithing back on Sunday kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're on Saturday, then you're chasing on Sunday. You're already you're already down the dump. So
see, I don't feel as bad losing money. I just won.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're playing with house money. All right,
exactly.
we need a parlay for the NFL, and then we'll push out.
Oh gosh,
Falcons 10.5.
Falcons 10.5 is on the card. That's the one I was forgetting. I was like, I knew I had another dog in here.
I like
Falcons plus 10.5, and then if Zach Wilson is playing, the Jets are on my card.
Okay. All right. So what's your parlay pick then?
If I have to do another and you want Falcons, I'll do Chiefs Chargers under 54.
Let's do Sunday. Let's make it Sunday.
Okay, just Sunday.
We can't have another Thursday loss.
You're so right.
This is the TikTok won't
Vikings.
even be up by the time it loses.
I got this is a homer pick. I love the Panthers money line.
I was gonna say the Panthers money line too. Should we just go the NFC South? Just go Panthers, Falcons, Saints.
I like it.
I don't hate
just
that.
The anti-Bucks parlay.
Okay, but for the Saints, we're doing 2.5 plus 2.5.
Yeah, I would take the 2.
I think 2.5. I can better. I think plus 2.5.
Yeah.
I mean, are there any other picks in here? I mean,
what if Tom Brady drives on the field and they win on the game, win a field goal, and they win by 1 point? We're gonna hate ourselves if that's what makes us lose the parlay.
That's true. You're thinking now.
I know.
Panthers money line. We're not doing the +2, right?
No, Panthers money line. Saints 2.5. Falcons 10.5.
Okay. That is the NFL parlay this week. It is Carolina money line +110, the New Orleans Saints +2.5, and then the Atlanta Falcons +10.5. The anti-Buccaneers parlay, the NFC South parlay. It is in. Anything else?
That's it. I mean, not the most exciting college football slate this week, but looking forward to it.
Not the most exciting NFL slate either.
No, but it's still NFL. I can watch a random NFL game more than I can watch a random college game. Call me crazy. That's just how I feel.
Because you kind of want this Saturday, Sunday in October, because you got one day where you gotta get obload. So it's like,
yeah. I won't be getting obload this weekend. I'm freedom. So.
I mean, week 1's the worst time.
I know
it can't happen week 1,
but it did. And it just had to be.
All right. Well, make sure to follow us on TikTok. We'll be posting a ton of videos on there, YouTube, CarterCast.com, Instagram, Twitter, all the whole thing. And then check out Dylan's his article for the Giants-Panthers game.
Yes.
Maybe heard a little preview on here. We'll see. We'll get his final pick on the article. Check it out. When is it coming out? Saturday? You guys post it Saturday or Sunday morning?
It'll be Sunday morning, probably around 10 Eastern, 11 Eastern.
Okay. Download the Action Network app. Awesome app. Awesome app. Can't say enough great things about it. And awesome other articles on there as well. Some great tennis people on there as well. I mean, my tennis picks, the U.S. Open was phenomenal. Ask Connor.
I tailed Carter.
I am paying Connor's rent this month.
I tailed Carter on every single U.S. Open pick. I don't think he lost. Maybe one.
I think the only one we lost, we did try to do a correct set score.
Yeah.
I think we tried to do 6-2 with Swiatek, and it ended up being 6-3, something like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we only lost one. It was
outrageous. Alcaraz literally is buying my lunch for the next month.
Yes. Awesome. And then, check out everything. Check out CarterCast.com, and a ton of videos going up on TikTok. And nothing else?
Nah. Sounds good.
All good. Go Titans.
Next time. Bye. Go keep pounding.